Okay, so be able to divide a decimal by a whole number. So we're looking at examples such as 1.75 divided by 5. Right. Well, hang on. Before we go, I want to ask, when you look at that, right, can you do it either way around? Can I do 5 divided by 1.75?
No.
No, good. So it's got to be 1.75 divided by 5. Now, just want to say, there is more than one way to do this. There is more than one way to do it. All right? So what we'll do is we'll have a look at 2 ways, and then you choose which one you want to do.
Okay.
In fact, actually, they're both kind of similar, but one has an extra thing that might make it easier for you. Right. So, Ryan, what were you going to say?
I think I know how to do this. It's like when you multiply, you make it into fractions.
All right, yeah.
And then you just leave the bottom the same, but you divide the top.
Oh, I like this. So give me an example. What would you write down?
I would.
How would you do this? So you would turn 1.75 into a fraction?
Yes.
So what would that fraction be?
It would be 1 over 10.
1
over
75. No, 175 over 6.
175 over what though? Not 6.
100.
100.
I remember.
Yes.
I remember.
Exactly. It's over 100, isn't it? Because what do you have to do to make? Because we've done all that. We've divided. So yeah, and then we've got to do 175 divided by
5
5.
over 0. 5 over 0. 1.
5 over 1. Yeah. Okay. Do that. That's fine.
I know.
That's actually perfect. What you've done there, perfectly true. The question is, what do we do next?
So we can either do like you see 100 and the 1. How many times 1 is 100? So like 100 times the 1 is that. So like can you put an arrow from the 1 to the 100 and then like
What?
yes.
I learned this in my other school, so I kind of.
And then you go under the arrow. You go times 100. And then we can do the same with the top thing.
No, you're
No?
talking equivalent fractions now, and it's
Oh.
not an equivalent fraction because there's no equal sign.
Oh.
No, it's good effort, but what we've got to do, there is one way which involves, make yourself look like you want to do it. Right, we can do what's called dividing by fractions, okay? Or, what we can do is say it's 175 over 100 divided by 5. Now, this divide by 100, then divide by 5. So I can write, so if I forget that bit that you wanted to write, if I just forget that, do you accept that that and that are the same thing? Yeah, is that fine? Okay. So what I can do, what does this mean as a fraction? It's another divisor, yeah? It's another division. So could I write that this is 175 divided by 100 divided by 5?
No.
I don't really.
Or you could go. You taught us.
Is that wrong?
Yes.
Why?
Because why?
But isn't this 175 divided by 100?
Well, you could actually
It's
do.
times.
You could actually do.
There's no timesing, is there? 175 divided by 100. You told me that. 10. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because that's the 1.75. So by writing that, I've not changed anything. So this is 175 divided by 100, yeah? And then I divide that by 5.
Yeah.
So surely I can write it this way as well. Yeah? Fine? Yeah? No problem?
Not really. For me, I would like. But can you also do this? You can write 100 divided by 75 divided by.
No, because
5.
you're changing it the other way around. You just remember we said you've got to do a division the right way around. I can't just swap it to be 100 divided by 75. 175. No, Thomas, you wouldn't. Just look spaced out.
I'm confused a little bit though.
What
I'm trying
with?
to work it out. Yeah,
I don't want you to work it out yet.
Oh, okay.
I just want you to accept that this is the same as this.
They're all the same thing.
They're all the same thing.
Yeah.
Because 1.75 is the same as 175 divided by 100.
But how can you?
So the bit that never changed.
Like
this is this,
Figured it out.
which is this. All the same thing, yeah? Okay with that?
Yeah.
And the bit that never changed at all was the divide by 5. Never changed. You happy with that?
Yes.
Okay. I've got one final step to make you think about then. Division. Can I do divide by 100, divide by 5, or divide by 5, divide by 100? So,
No.
can I also do 175 divide by 5 and then divide by 100?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
could you do this? Could you do this? Could you divide 5 from 100? Like 5
Don't
divided by 100?
try and.
No, that's wrong.
I'm asking you a question, a specific question.
No.
Can I swap that around?
No.
What's your reason for that?
Well, because it's saying, because like, it could be 175 divided by 5, then the answer, then divided by 100.
So you're saying I can do that?
No.
Why?
No.
Well, let me, because these numbers are harder. Let me ask you a different one using the same thing. What about 8 divided by 2, then divide by 4? What's the answer to that? 8 divided by 2 is? 4. 4 divided by 4 is? 1. So this answer is 1. What about 8 divided by 4 divided by 2?
Because that's 2 and then 2 divided by 1. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. What about 24 divided by 6 divided by 2?
That would make...
So 24 divided by 6 is?
No. That equals 4.
That equals 4.
How many 4s are in 2?
4 divided by 2?
2.
2.
That's what I said.
What about 24 divided by 2 divided by 6?
2
is the answer.
24 divided by 2 is?
12.
12 divided by
12
6 is?
2.
2.
But that's different because they're all meant to, like, they don't make an uneven number, like a point. That's
But do you think that matters?
No.
Then it's just finished.
No.
No, it's not.
But then other times you said, oh, the big ones didn't go first.
Ah, but the thing is, yes, it's got nothing to do with the size of the number. But do you remember I said, what you divide by has to go second. It can't go to the front.
Yeah.
But have I ever changed that? So look at this. The 8 or the 24 stays in the same place. However, the 2 and the 4 are both divisors. So can they be done either way round?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't swap the 8 to anywhere else. So what that means is, can I do this?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, I have it in my head.
So-
I don't want you to do things in your head. Okay? So all I want, take one bit at a time. So what I'm asking you to think about and understand is, am I allowed to do 175 divide by 5 divide by 100 instead of 175 divide by 100 divide by 5?
Yes, you are.
Yes. So that's fine. Now, let's just recap right from the beginning, because I know it's quite difficult when you go one step and then you think about something else. Right, so let's just not accept, I never want you to accept, I want you to understand. Let's just recap on what we've now decided. So, I've got to work out the answer to 1.75 divided by 5. Okay? So, decimal divided by number. That seems quite hard. Okay? Now, I decided, or we decided, actually Tamar told me that 1.75, no, it was Ryan, wasn't it? Ryan said 1.75 is the same as 175 divided by 100.
That was me, actually.
Was it? Okay. Well, he said about the fractions. Right? Is that okay with you? So that's fine. So it doesn't change anything, no? So the answer to this here, where's my thing? So the answer to this one is the same as the answer to this one. Yeah?
Same also.
So if I do that, I do this. Yeah? Fine?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, I get it now.
what I said was, well, this one can be rewritten like this, as division. A way that I've said we don't normally write, we do it as fractions. But the reason why I wanted to write it like that was because now we've decided that the two divisors can be written the other way around if I like. Okay with that?
So they'd be written.
We've been doing decimal point from like moving decimal point, adding the zero.
You never moved the decimal point.
Yeah, I know, but in year 6,
Yeah.
because Miss Daly, she's always been teaching us that way
Yeah.
to make us think it was easier.
So
Yeah, the trouble with
shortcut
moving
then?
decimal points, I won't forget, because it, like I've said to you, it's a bit of a shortcut and it doesn't really explain exactly what's happening. So what we're looking at, what I'm trying to get to you to do, which is very, very important as you get into harder and harder maths, I need you to understand and learn what you're allowed to do rather than take a shortcut and get straight there to the answer. Because there are times when you deal with algebra and things where you need to know that the divisions, if you've got two divisions, you can do it, swap them around. That's fine. But what can't change is the numerator has to stay the numerator. The two divisions can both be either way around. It's not a problem. All right? That's quite an important thing. Now, how does that help us in this case? Well, do you know how to divide by 100?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy, isn't it? So I could say, so I'm going to rewrite this version here, like this, and you'll understand why in a second, right? Because I've now got 175 divided by 5 divided by 100. So the last thing to do is divide by 100. And this divide by 100
It's like
is easy.
1.75.
Yeah? Well, no, we don't want 1.75 yet. What I've done is I've broken my sum up and rearranged it to make it into something I can do. Because now, instead of doing 175 divided by 100, what I can do is 175 divided by 5 and then divide by 100. So we can all do 175 divided by 5. It's not a decimal. So we do 175 divided by 5. We know how to do it. 5's into 1. 0. 5's into 17. 3. Makes 15. Remainder 2. Bring the 5 down. 5's into 25.
5.
So the answer is
35.
So this answer is 35.
Oh, 35 divided by 100.
0.5, 35,
0.35. So the answer to this one is 0.35.
I had it in my head.
Oh!
Yeah?
Mr. Potter,
That's so easy.
You know the part when you were finished with the purple stuff? You were. I told you I had it in my head.
Yeah.
I had exactly the same
But
answer.
as I've said before, we need to understand how we get there rather than a bit of trial and error. Now, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically,
Right. Let me. So you understand that? Do you want to write that down now? Because you've all been listening.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite a lot of quantity.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll leave that up there. What I want you to do is have a go yourself, and I'll give you another one, which is 6.31 divided by 4, right? And see whether you can do the same one. So I'll put the other one back on the screen so you can use it.
6.31.
6.31 divided by 4. So, right, I want you to use the method that we just looked at, which I'll put back on the board, to work that out. Now, I do want you to write out that stage this time, right? Excuse me. Now, in the future, you'll choose not to bother, but this time I do. Nice structured way, right? So follow the steps. We have another way to do it, and we'll do it in a second. But I want you to do this one.
So it'll be 631 over 100.
So try and use the same method.
Okay. It doesn't really feel like.
Okay, let's have a look then.
no, please, because I don't understand.
No, I'll start you off. That's all. I'll just start you off. So you've all got to the stage. So we've got 6.31 divided by 4. What have you converted it to?
631 over 100.
631 over 100.
Divided by
Good.
4.
Divided by 4. Okay. So then, the sum that you're actually going to do is 630 divided by 4, and then divide by 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why 130?
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I've written that wrong, haven't I? You're right.
31.
So 631 divided. So the bit that I have to do is this bit first, because the divide by 100 is easy. So let's do 631 divide by 4. Now this is going to be a harder one than before. Right, switch your phone off.
That wasn't the phone.
4. I was watching it, whatever. 4 into 6.
Oh,
okay, 1.
1.
Oh, 1.
1.
1.
So 4. Remainder
2.
2.
Bring down the 3.
4 into 23.
5.
5. Okay.
So
5 times
20.
4 is 20. Remainder
3.
3. Bring the 1 down.
31.
4 into 31 is
7.
7. 7 times 4 is 28.
I got 100.
Remainder
3.
3.
3.
Okay. Here's the thing. There's 2 ways to do this now. We've done this before. Right? You need to pay full attention now. This is very important. This will help you no end with division if you can grasp it and get it into that head of yours. Okay? Make sure you understand. So, I could finish this off like this. The answer is 157. You would say remainder 3, little r3, wouldn't you?
No.
Right? However, I would say it's still 3 needs to be divided by 4, yeah?
Yeah.
So what if I write 3 quarters?
What?
So it's 157 and 3 quarters. 3 divided by 4.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Oh.
We've done it before. Right? Now here's the thing. That only helps us if we know how to turn 3 quarters into a decimal.
Yes, I know.
And do you know how to do 3 quarters?
0.75.
0.75. So actually, it's actually 157 point, and this bit, 3 quarters, is 75.
How is it 75?
Well, I think Magnus just remembers that one, because 1 quarter is 0.25, a half, or 2 quarters, 0.5, 3 quarters, 0.75.
You get it.
But that's one of the fractions that you should remember. Now, to do it the other way though, if you can't remember that, the other way is how do you deal with a remainder with the division method? And this is what we do. So I'm just going to change colour just to show you we're doing extra. What do you do if you've got a remainder you can't deal with? You have to bring in a decimal point, don't you? You put a decimal point in, and what we then do is we add a 0. And we bring the 0 down. Do you remember doing this?
Oh, I remember this. Yes,
Yeah?
yes, I do.
And then we do 4, not into 3, but 4 into 30. We ignore the decimal point now, but we put it there so we can use it, but we ignore it. So 4
It goes into 7.
into 30 goes how many times?
4, 37.
7 again.
7.
7 times 4 is
28.
28, but I write the decimal point in. Okay? And then the remainder is 2, but it's not 2 because I've got a decimal. It's 0.2. Then what do I do?
And then
I
you
bring
add it onto the
another 0 down. Okay? And I do 4 into 20 is
5.
5. Look. So I've got my answer, 157.75.
Should we write that?
Okay, well, before we do, let's just concentrate on the way we're doing for a minute, yeah? Right, so we've got 0.75. Now, I just want to go back then. If that's my answer, 157. So this bit is 157.75, but I've still got to do the divide by 100 to get my answer to this. So what is the final answer?
Oh, it's,
Lily?
is it 1.57?
Do you agree, Magnus?
It's 1.5775.
Yeah. That's quite a big decimal there, a long decimal.
What I've been told is what I've been told is that you just ignore the 75.
No, you can't just ignore numbers. You can't just ignore them. Work it out, Magnus. Tell us whether that's the right answer.
Okay.
6.31 divided by 4. Is it 1.5775?
6.31 divided by 4 equals 1.5775.
Whoa, we
So we
got
got
it.
it right.
No way. No way.
Yes, way. Okay. So just that final thing, that if we didn't do this long division method, this 3/4, remember that was, instead of writing 157 remainder 3, we've still got to do the 3 divided by 4. So it doesn't work, but we can write a division as a fraction and just write it like that.
I thought when you first did that, I thought you were doing it as a
Well, let me just.
I thought you could actually do 157 3/4, and write.
Yes, well, you can if that's the answer to the final question, but because we've then got to do divide by 100 afterwards, we can't just do that. Alright? Have you written?
Yeah.
Can I just ask you one thing along these sort of lines, just to check this bit? What if, so a different question completely, but what if I ended up with a, we're going to finish, speed up. What if I were to get an answer of 34 remainder 2 when I'm doing something divided by 6? So if I end up with 34 remainder 2 as something divided by 6, what could I rewrite this as? So instead
6
of using,
divided by 34.
so it would be 34.
0.2.
No. What do we do with the remainder bit first?
You make it a fraction.
Make it a fraction. What fraction?
2/6.
Yeah, good. 2/6.
And then
that could actually be simplified to 34 and the fraction can be simplified.
I don't know.
Yeah, good. Massive one and 1/3. Now, for those of you, yeah, it's 1/3. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Hopefully, you all can, and hopefully, you will be able to. 1/3 is a very easy to remember decimal.
75.
No, that was the other one. That was 3/4. Don't laugh unless you've got the right answer. Does anyone remember what 1/3 is as a decimal?
Yes. It's an infinity. 3.333.
Oh, yes.
Not 3.3, it's 0.
I mean 0.3.
So we would write
So instead of
34 point.
Is it pi?
No, it's not pi. Pi doesn't even repeat.
No. Instead of keeping
3.33. Yeah, I'm just going to write it so it goes on forever. So there is a better way to write it. Good. It's 34
with the hat.
points 3. Where you can either put a line or I would put a dot. There's the 2 ways.
Right, we didn't do that last year.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yes, Mr. E said put a dot on the top.
Yeah, but I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Whatever number, or if you've got more than one number. So along this sort of lines as well, if you have 6.413413413413, do you know how to write that?
Yeah, 6.413 dot over 3.
Just a dot over 3?
That
And
1
one
and
and
4. I'm not sure.
Right. Okay, if I did that, that would actually be 6.41333333. So what is it that recurs?
You have to
So
know all of 3
we
of them.
either put a line
Yes.
over the whole thing, so that would be one way to do it, and forget the rest. That means that. Or, with the dot method, we put a dot over the first one and the last one, and then anything in between. That means the 4, 1, 3, the start and the finish. Okay, that's what recurs. So you can actually, with the dot method, you have to put 2 dots if there's more than one number.
If we do a test about this, and if I do a line over the 4,
You can use either method is correct.
Then the one with the line.
Okay, that's fine. Either method's fine. Right, have you finished off that?
Not yet. There's the next
I
one.
finished
Can
it.
you scroll down a bit?